Gold is an expensive resource in World of Tanks Blitz. For example, if I wanted to get 37,500, it would cost me 110 US dollars. That is a fairly hefty price tag for an in-game currency. What if I told you that Wargaming made a massive mistake just a few weeks ago that rewarded players 55,000 gold for playing 25 games? Yeah, we're going to break into this story. We're going to talk how Wargaming completely messed this up, and then we're also going to talk about the repercussions that they've caused. This whole story starts a couple months ago. Wargaming announced that there was going to be a special item they were going to add to the game worth 50,000 gold. Now, they didn't tell us what it was, but a couple weeks later they announced that in mystery boxes, there's going to be a profile background that is worth a whopping 50,000 gold. But you had to get a mystery box level 3. I have had to open mystery boxes literally throughout the past probably month of just gold I've been collecting through boosters so that I can finally get a single mystery box level 3 so we can look at what is inside. You will notice that there is a lot of different drop chances, and this here is the profile background for the NA server that is worth 50,000 gold. There's literally nothing special about it. It's just the background, which, I mean, yeah, there's nothing special. But as you can see, you can exchange it for 50,000 gold. You can also get 1 to 300,000 gold, and the drop chances are obviously really, really bad. To get 300k gold, it is 0.02%, and even getting 50k is 0.28%. So most likely, you're going to get about 2,000 to 1,000 gold from this crate. The background is only a 1% drop chance, so essentially, yeah, you're not going to be getting your hands on anything special, but let's find out exactly what we get. Maybe I'll get 300,000 gold, or 2,000 gold, which is what I more expected from containers. This is where our story takes an absolutely bonkers turn. In front of us, we can see a picture of an event that was exclusive to the MENA server, Middle East, North Africa. So nobody on the NA servers or most servers even knew about this event, but an exclusive group of people had access to this little tree of events right here. You start off playing 5 battles, you get this little collectible. Then you play 10 games, you get 100,000 credits. 15 battles, you get this eagle-looking avatar. 20 games, you get, 10,000 XP. Then you finish off with this cool-looking background. We can see it here, which is 25 battles. Now, this seems like a fairly basic event, right? Nothing special about it. Well, turns out that Wargaming messed up a couple of their codes because they confused this profile background with another one worth 50,000 gold. Yes, you heard that right. They accidentally gave this background 50,000 gold as compensation if you exchange it for winning 25 battles. Now, again, $100 will get you 37,500 gold. So people in the Middle East and North African server had the ability to play 25 games and get about $150 worth of gold instantly added to their account, which is absolutely mind-boggling. Now, the story takes a bit of a twist, because Wargaming obviously didn't take too kindly to this. At this point, Wargaming has 2 different paths that they can go down. The first is being a good ethical company, saying, okay guys, we made a mistake, we understand that, we're a billion-dollar company, things like this shouldn't happen, we're gonna let you guys keep the 50,000 gold that already exchanged the background, and for those of you who haven't, we're gonna swap it out for splinters. That is the correct and way I would do it as a company. If you make a mistake, especially a company like Wargaming, that is a billion-dollar company, if you make a mistake as simple as not noticing that you have made your background worth 50,000 gold, then in my opinion, it's your fault. It rightfully is Wargaming's fault, so they should let players keep the gold. Or Wargaming can do option 2, which is take all of the gold away from the player's account, revert their accounts to before when they got the gold, and then act like nothing happened. We can all already know which option Wargaming chose, and it was number 2. They literally reverted accounts back to before they had even had the gold. Now, I want you to keep in mind, reverting an account means every single game you have played, every single stat you had played in the past days before the account was reverted, completely erased from your account. Let's say that you spent 20 bucks on, I don't know, a badger that's in stores. When Wargaming reverts your account, it will remove the badger from your garage, and it will never say you even had it, which means that essentially you've just lost $20. Yeah, I know this to be the case because when I had the Type 57 in my garage, I had my account hacked, and Wargaming had to revert my account to before it had been hacked. And because of that, the Type 57 was no longer in my garage, and I had to go contact support and get it back. But you can imagine that this would be a pretty hard thing to talk to Wargaming support about. Hey, Wargaming gave me 50,000 gold for a background. I decided to spend some money on a tank, and then at the same time, you reverted my account, and now I don't have that tank. It's just a pain, and I don't know why Wargaming thought that the best decision they could do was reverting people's accounts. I mean, I know why they did it, because if people spent gold, they had to still get that gold back. They can't just remove the tanks from their garage. That would be a real big pain. But, yeah, it was clearly the wrong decision, and a lot of players got very mad. If you were in the World of Tanks official Discord when this moment went on, yeah, a lot of people got banned for yelling at Wargaming in the server. Just not a great move for Wargaming. Now, obviously, I'm never happy when people get, like, super duper mad, but at the same time, I can understand people's frustration, as Wargaming literally just reverted people's accounts. Any stats you had from those days, anything like that, was completely removed, which is... yeah, pretty irritating, I'm not gonna lie. So, Wargaming had a lot of people quit the game over this, and so many people had actually ended up quitting the game that, well, turns out Wargaming made an apology. Important notification! Recently there was a mistake that allowed claiming of 50,000 gold. The account was restored to its previous state. Please accept our apologies, and 5,000 gold as compensation. So not only did Wargaming blunder this so bad that so many people got pissed, but they had to give an additional 5,000 gold out to people that they had taken the 50,000 gold from. Then they gave the 50k back. So in total, people got 55,000 gold because Wargaming made a big oopsie. They very easily could have just said, oops, we made a mistake. For the people that had the gold, we're going to let you keep it. For the people that didn't get it, unfortunately, you missed your chance. It would have been simple. It was only for, like, one little chunk of players that, honestly, I didn't even know there was, like, a Middle East and North African server until I broke into this video and figured out how this event worked. Like, obviously, if this event was for every server and every single player had the opportunity to get this, then yeah, I can understand Wargaming reverting accounts. Imagine giving every single player 50,000 gold, holy. But the fact that it was only for a small portion of players, probably only a couple hundred, I don't really feel like it was that big of a deal. They should have let the players keep the gold, which they inevitably did. Just a big blunder from Wargaming here. I'm not going to say they're the bad guys, because I can understand it's a tricky decision as a company to figure out what to do, but at the same time, you can't just act like nothing happened, revert people's accounts, and then not... I mean, it's your fault this inevitably happened, and you definitely have to own up to that. So, I'm glad Wargaming in the end came out with a proper resolution. Giving people the gold back, not a bad idea. So, yeah, I'm not going to complain. I think they did the right thing in the end, but they definitely had a rocky path to get there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Just thought it'd be something interesting to talk about when it comes to Blitz. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.